Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to the Modding of Isaac with Lyte. This is just a little update video, updating the previous one regarding stat changes. Either I was mistaken, or they switched things out from under me in the API. You know how we had that inventory for keeping track of when we first got an item? Yeah, that doesn't work anymore. If it ever did, it looked like it worked. But the vast majority of your stats you need to update every time the cache is updated, which makes a lot of sense. So let's actually head over into the code, and right in here where it says and not has drip, we need to get rid of those, because every time we evaluate the cache we need to update these stats every single time. However, that's not the case. Now, this one we never really needed to. But that's not the case for the saline, and I'll show you why. So we're going to save this. We're going to reload our mod over in Isaac. Let's take a look at what it does. So we're going to turn off lore MIPS, and we're going to turn on the drips. We're going to start a new run. I'm going to show you why we can't get away with that with saline. So we pick up the saline, and our fire delay changes. Great. Well, if we pick up the sludge, it changes again. And that's just no good. That's no good at all. If suspicious drip is 516. If we give that one again, it should proc the cache. Actually, let's just pick them up in the other order. Oh, I didn't want greed mode. What? Well, it's good to know that stuff still works in greed mode. There we go. So if we pick them up in the other order, so we pick up the sludge first, we get the damage, and then we pick up saline, we didn't get the damage again. We just got the tears. So apparently the max fire rate, it acts differently than all of the other stats. Every other stat, you update it every single time now. Fire delay is still a bit of a mystery, because it acts so strangely compared to everything else. Like, if I were to give myself blue cap right now, it's a tears up. It does a little thing to our shot speed, but it doesn't do anything to our fire rate. But if we take another one, it does. And that takes us to the cap, so if we take another one, it does nothing. Except continue to lower our shot speed. And so tiers are still a mystery. It feels like there should be a tier stat that we can hook into somewhere, but we just don't have access to it. Which is unfortunate. We should be able to do that, but we can likely reverse engineer that. We can figure out the tier stat from the fire delay, and then modify the tier stat from there. So that is my goal. Not necessarily for the next episode, but sometime soon, I want something that reverse engineers the tier stat, such that we have a tiers thing that we can modify and we can update appropriately with these items. But for now, try to avoid tier stat items. The other ones, if we go back into our code here, you need to not have the inventory check that I showed you how to do last time. I know that was a lot of time from your life, but you need to not do the inventory check. Hopefully you're watching this episode, and I will see you in the next episode of the Modding of Isaac with Lyte.